Hi, my name is Dr. Bob McGrath. I'm one of the faculty members in the Ph.D. program in clinical psychology at Fairleigh Dickinson University, to which you've applied. My research focuses primarily on what can be called positive personality. You may have heard of the VIA character strengths, 24 dimensions of positive human functioning that were identified by Chris Peterson and Marty Seligman. The measure they developed for these strengths, the VIA inventory, has now been administered over 3 million times online. I'm a senior scientist for the VIA Institute, and in that role, I've mainly been responsible for revising the inventory versions for both adults and kids. I'm also involved in a bunch of related studies, including a meta-analysis on character education with colleagues at the University of Missouri, work on spirituality in kids with colleagues at Columbia University, and a new project on how positive personality changes during adulthood using a relatively recent model for personality change called Tessera. Finally, I have a smaller research program in forensic psychology and assessment. We're validating two of the most commonly used measures to evaluate public safety candidates in the country. A student and I are writing a chapter for the APA Handbook of Research Methods on projective assessment. And I'm also starting a project with another faculty member, George Winters, to look at data from body-worn cameras and police officers in New Jersey. I'm proud to say ours is among the most active research programs in the university, and most of my students publish at least one article before they graduate. We also actually have fun sometimes when we're allowed to be in the same room. Up next are a couple of my current students, but if you want to ask me any questions or get in touch with one of my students, you can reach out to me at mcgrath@fdu.edu.
Hi, my name is Allison. I'm a first-year clinical psychology PhD student in Dr. McGrath's research lab. One of Dr. McGrath's research interests centers around positive psychology. I've been working alongside Dr. McGrath and one of his students to help resubmit her meta-analysis on strength-based behavioral interventions. She's examining behavioral outcomes from strength-based positive interventions. My role has been to provide an updated search on the articles using various databases and then extracting the pertinent collection of studies. I've been able to oversee and take part in reviewing and narrowing down the research of articles for the final analysis. I've also had the opportunity to help other students in our lab with their projects.
Hi, my name is Maram and I will be sharing my experience working on the VIA project. VIA stands for Values in Actions Inventory. It is a self-assessment tool that measures the degree to which a person possesses a particular character strength, whether it is love, gratitude, kindness, honesty, etc. It is a good tool that focuses on a person's strengths. Right now, we are trying to translate this tool to as many different languages as possible in order to make sure that everyone all over the world has access to it. My role in this particular project is to ensure that the translation process goes smoothly. So I coordinate with the VIA Institute and the translators themselves to make sure that they are following through the different steps that are required, while ensuring that the meaning of the original assessment in English is not lost in translation.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Kangemi. I'm a first-year student working in Dr. Bob McGrath's lab. Bob has diverse research interests and is widely published, but he mostly focuses on the psychology of characters and virtues. So right now I'm working with another student in the lab. Her name is Maram, and we're launching a brand new study where we apply the Tessera model of personality to the virtues of morality, inquisitiveness, and self-control. We're getting this project started, so my current roles include reading previous Tessera research, the creation of the study design, and forming research questions. Last month, we had the opportunity to see Bob present our preliminary study design at the conference hosted by the University of Zurich. So aside from this, working within Bob's lab, I've had the opportunity to help other students with their dissertations, and I've also helped with narrowing down article selections for meta-analyses.
Hi, my name is Bina Westrich. I'm a second-year student in Dr. McGrath's lab, and right now I'm working on character and virtue as it relates to flourishing, which is an index that was created by researchers out of Harvard that looks at different aspects of people's life, their happiness, their social relationships, etc., to see to what degree they're flourishing in their lives. And now we're relating it back to the VIA character strengths, in addition to how people view the strengths that their country values. In this case, we're just looking at people across the US. It's using a sample that we use for another project that we now have this data to call. It's really interesting to look at what strengths people personally value and what strengths they think that their country values, looking at this other data, of flourishing, of different demographic data, geographic data across the country, etc. So, and then eventually to think about clinical implications once we have this data, to take it a step further and think about what that means now clinically. So I really enjoy working in Dr. McGrath's lab, and I hope that this was helpful.